welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about miracles. But before we do anything, I have something I want to show you. First you need to know that I've got water. It's just plain water. See? Nothing special. Plain water. Okay? But what would you think if I told you I could change this water into wine? Like Jesus did at Cana. Would you believe me? Let's look. Pouring it. I just poured water in there. Do you think I performed a miracle? No, I didn't perform a miracle. Miracles are something that can only be done by the power of God. So Jesus could perform miracles because he is God, but only through the power of God can miracles be performed. What I did was a trick, and I'll show you this trick. I had food coloring. So what you didn't see was before we even started recording, I had put some drops of food coloring in the bottom of a cup that you couldn't see. You can't see through that cup. And I chose this white cup so you couldn't see. But we put it at the bottom. So look. See? I put that at the bottom, you couldn't even see. So when I poured the water, it looked like I was changing it. But I didn't really change it. It was just a trick. But Jesus didn't perform tricks. Jesus didn't need to use tricks because Jesus, remember, is God the Son. So he performed miracles, and he performed miracles to help people. All right? We hear about miracles in the Old Testament. We hear about miracles in the New Testament. Okay? So, like I told you, I was trying to make you believe that I performed changing the water into wine like Jesus did at the wedding at Cana. You know, his very first miracle when he was at a wedding with his mom and they ran out of wine at the wedding, and his mom came up and said, "Son, they are out of wine." And he said, "What is it to me? That doesn't mean anything." And so then she said, "Do everything my son tells you." And so he told these waiters to fill up these jugs with water, and he actually changed the water into wine. Okay, so he actually changed it. It wasn't just a trick like this. It wasn't just food coloring. When they drank it, it didn't taste like water anymore. Okay, so he actually performed miracles. That was his very first miracle. Okay, but you have to remember that only God can perform miracles. All right. Later on, we're going to read a story about another miracle that Jesus performed that fed thousands of people. Thousands. Okay, and that's an interesting miracle. But, you know, sometimes we hear about miracles that are performed that it's not Jesus and God doing it. For instance, when Peter performed the miracle in the Acts of the Apostles, that book, he performed a miracle by making a man who couldn't walk, he made him walk. But he didn't make him walk on his own. He said by the power of Jesus Christ. So he used God's power to perform that miracle. And there are miracles that still happen today. I bet you didn't know that. It's hard to believe sometimes, but miracles do still happen today. Okay? One miracle we talked about last week. Do you remember what we talked about last week? The Mass. The Mass is a miracle that we see. If we go to church, if we go to Mass every single day, we see a miracle performed every single day. And it's changing the bread and the wine into the body and blood of Christ. The priest doesn't do that on his own. If you look at Mass, he brings his hands down like this, and then he makes a sign of the cross over it. That is the Holy Spirit coming down and changing the bread and the wine into the body and blood of Christ. That is a very special miracle that we see still today. All right? So, what I want you to do this week is I want with your mom and your dad, or maybe an older brother or sister, I want you to go through the Bible, and I want you to see if you can pick out some more miracles that either happened in the Old Testament or miracles that Jesus performed in the New Testament. And I want you to see if you can find some more. And then I want you to think about, what is my favorite miracle?